All right, let's dive in. UFO sightings. You guys have sent us some wild stuff.
Yeah, some really interesting reports this time around.
Video footage, people's stories, even expert opinions, and from everywhere.
Seriously, all over the place.
Romania, Brazil, Malaysia.
Canada, Mexico.
We even have some input from Luis Elizondo.
Former Pentagon rep.
You got it. Should be interesting for sure.
I think we're past blurry lights in the sky now.
Definitely. The details, it's like
Way more detail, yeah.
the pictures, how people describe things.
Exactly.
Speaking of detail, Juanito Juan, right, this guy.
He's like a magnet for this stuff.
He is. A sphere gets into his house.
Through glass.
Through glass, no way. And then there's that orb thing.
Floating, yeah. It's about
Outside his place.
Yeah.
And the noises he talks about, all the weird stuff happening on his property.
It's wild.
Like a sci-fi movie, right in his backyard.
Seriously, it's the detail he gives, too.
I know.
How the sphere move, that energy he talks about, it's like...
It's more than just seeing something.
Yeah, like he's really experiencing it.
His latest thing, just a couple weeks ago, October 27th.
Really?
It's like more and more of this is happening all the time.
It seems that way, and that's the point, right?
Right.
Juanito Juan, sure, he's unusual,
Right.
but he's not alone.
Not at all. These reports from all over.
Everywhere.
Let's look at a few, that footage from Bernal Peak in Mexico.
Crittaro.
Yes. A disc. It just vanishes like that.
Incredible speed.
And the commercial flight over Malaysia.
Oh, yeah, October 16th, I remember that.
Passenger saw lights. No explanation.
None.
And the snowmobile video from Canada.
Alberta, wow, scary stuff.
This couple, they run into something. It's in the video.
Hard to see, but...
Long limbs, big head, creepy.
And the thing is, none of this is normal.
It's not.
Yeah.
No weather balloons, no mistaken planes. This is something else.
Absolutely something else. Makes you think, what do we really understand about all this? Yeah.
Exactly. And Luis Elizondo, right? This guy, he was Pentagon.
He was.
He was involved in this, like, secret UFO program.
He says so, yeah.
And now he's talking about it, confirming it, saying UAPs are real.
Unexplained aerial phenomena.
Right. It gives it weight, when someone like that comes forward.
Definitely it does.
Especially with that picture he released, that disc during a U.S. Embassy landing.
In Romania, 2020, yeah.
It's compelling. And his saying that the Pentagon was looking into this stuff.
Actively investigating.
This isn't just people seeing things.
No, it's the government. Highest level.
And what freaks me out, he says it's happening more military and civilian.
More encounters all the time.
Where does that leave us? What's it mean for the future?
I don't know. Are we about to get, proof?
Of aliens.
Of aliens, yeah. Or is it something else entirely, something we don't even get yet?
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. The houses of the gods. This sounds crazy.
It does.
What are we talking about here?
Okay, so structures. In Oaxaca, Mexico.
Yeah.
Remote area, really rocky, impossible to get to. And these structures...
They look like bird nests or something.
Almost, yeah, clinging to these cliffs, but...
But someone built them.
It seems that way.
We have the drone footage, right?
Yeah.
I was like, how is that even possible? They're just perched there.
Perched precariously. Yeah. The mystery is who built them, how, and why.
And why, exactly.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, is this connected to the UFOs? Are they related somehow?
It's worth thinking about, right? That we're seeing all this in the same region. We can't rule out a connection.
I mean, even if it seems crazy.
Even if it seems crazy, yeah.
All right, so we've got weird objects in the sky and weird buildings on the ground. Let's bring it back to people now with Camila, this young student in Mexico.
Yeah.
She's had a rough time.
Oh, really?
She has. And it's interesting, she's going through all this while she's dealing with real problems.
I see what you mean, yeah. It's like this stuff isn't just some abstract idea.
Right. It's happening to real people right now.
It is.
She doesn't even have internet at home.
No internet.
No. No computer. And sometimes they struggle just for basics.
Wow. That's tough.
It is. And then on top of all that, she sees this being.
This being.
Yes, staring at her through the window. Big black eyes.
Creepy.
And it was caught on a security camera. Just thinking about it.
It gives me chills. Seriously.
I know. And she's so young, so vulnerable.
It makes it even more powerful, her story.
It does. It makes you think we need to be more empathetic.
We do.
Towards people who tell these stories.
Especially when they're going through so much already.
Exactly. It makes you think, all this advanced tech, objects breaking the laws of physics.
All right.
And then there's this girl who doesn't even have basic things.
But she's seeing this stuff, too.
She is. It
Yeah.
shows you this doesn't discriminate.
No, it doesn't. Could happen to anyone.
It could. So we've got individual cases, global events, the government's involved. What does it all mean? What are some of the big ideas that are coming out of all this?
Well, there's a few things that really jump out. One, the interdimensional idea. Keeps coming up.
Interdimensional,
Like, these objects, how they appear, disappear, move so fast.
it's like they're not following our rules.
Exactly. Like, maybe they're not from here.
So we're not just talking about advanced tech. We're talking about something totally different.
Yeah, like it changes everything we think we know.
Think about Juanito 1's sphere going right through the window.
Right through the glass.
If they're from another dimension, who knows how they interact with our world?
It's mind-boggling.
It really is. And that makes you think, what are their rules? Can we even understand them?
That's a question, right? Scientists, philosophers, they've been thinking about this forever.
They have.
If they can do that, travel between dimensions, it changes everything, you know?
It does. It makes you think about the houses of the gods, too. Did they give us any clues?
Well, just the skill, the building.
It's incredible, yeah.
How do you build something like that?
Especially there, in that spot. I mean, even with all our tech today, it'd be hard.
It would be.
Yeah.
So are we talking about some lost civilization?
Ancient astronauts, right? Time travel. This is getting like an Indiana Jones movie.
Some of what you said, it talks about breakaway civilizations, you know,
Okay, yeah.
groups that went off, got super advanced.
Like way ahead of us.
Way ahead.
Okay, so interdimensional beings, super advanced, ancient civilizations. What else? Any other big ideas?
There's one, it's a little out there, but it's about consciousness.
Consciousness, how?
Some researchers think UFOs, maybe they're not actually physical.
But like projections?
Yeah, like from our minds, our fears, our hopes about the unknown.
So it's not aliens, it's us. We're seeing ourselves.
In a way, yeah, like the answer's inside us, not out there.
Wow. It's a deep thought. Are we putting these images out there, or are they messing with our minds?
I don't know, it's chicken and egg, right?
It is.
But it gets to the big questions, the stuff humans have always asked.
Like, what's real?
Yeah, and how do our minds fit into all this? We're talking philosophy now, but UFOs make us think about it differently.
It's like we're looking in a mirror, but the reflection is off. You know?
Yeah.
We see ourselves, our tech, our worries,
I like that, the mirror analogy. Yeah.
but it's twisted. You know? It pulls you in and scares you at the same time.
That's good, you said that perfectly. And maybe that's why we're all so obsessed with this. It's not just aliens, it's about us, trying to figure out where we fit in the universe.
So I've got these huge theories, dimensions, old civilizations, minds, and UFOs, but where's the proof? What would it take to say, okay, this is definitely real?
It's hard, right? Because we're dealing with something that doesn't fit with what we know, people's stories.
They're good, but...
But they can change, you know? People get scared, they misremember.
Right, their culture, what they expect to see.
It all plays a part. So what about the physical stuff? Photos, videos, radar?
Is that enough?
It helps, but even then, it's tough to be sure. We need more, better analysis, and we gotta be open to ideas that sound crazy at first.
It sounds like we need to change how we even approach this.
Yeah.
Not just science as usual.
Right. We gotta think differently, how we gather info, how we interpret it.
We can't just stick with the old ways.
Exactly. Break down the walls, bring different people together, physicists, astronomers.
Psychologists, anthropologists.
Everyone, like a puzzle, you know?
Yeah, each piece adds to the picture. An artifact, a radar blip, someone's story.
It all matters.
So, best minds, new perspectives, but stay skeptical, right?
Absolutely. Be skeptical, but open-minded. Be willing to consider the impossible.
Okay, let's go back to Camilla, the being she saw, the black eyes. Does that fit with the alien idea?
It does sound like what people call gray aliens, yeah. But like we said, stories are tricky. Gotta be careful. Can't jump to conclusions just from someone saying it.
So, how would we investigate her case properly? What would we do?
Well, you gotta do it all. Check the camera footage, talk to her family, neighbors.
Make sure it's not fake.
Right. Maybe even talk to psychologists, see what her state of mind was.
Like a detective case, but with aliens.
Exactly. We're looking for clues, but not just physical clues. What was going on in her mind? How does she perceive it?
It's about more than just solving a mystery.
It is. It's about understanding how all this connects to us, to our world, to what's real.
So it's about expanding what we think is even possible.
Exactly. And that's the cool part. This whole field, it pushes us. It makes us think bigger, you know? It's a journey, outward and inward.
It's a journey, yeah. And we got to be careful, but curious. question everything, but be ready for the crazy answer.
That's it. That's the balance.
The-
And who knows, the answers we find might be even wilder than we thought.
It feels like something big is happening, you know? But are we alone? Is that what all this is telling us?
It's the big question, right? And all the stuff we've looked at, it does make you think.
We've gone from like UFOs are nonsense to, okay, the government's admitting something's going on.
It's a huge change. And going forward, we got to be careful, but also open-minded, you know?
Skeptical but curious.
Exactly. So as we finish up, what's the one thing you hope people take away from this?
Good question.
I think the biggest thing is this isn't just about what's out there. It's about us, too, figuring out where we fit in all this, what's real, what's not.
It's about more than just aliens.
Way more. It's a journey. It makes you think about everything.
It does. And to everyone listening, keep searching, keep asking questions. Don't be afraid to consider the crazy stuff.
Stay curious.
Who knows what we'll discover next? Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for having me.